Hey everybody, welcome back to SouthLake. So today, I'm not really too sure what we're going to work on. We might work on expanding the island a little bit so I can add some more buildings in that I want to add in. Basically, we're basically just going to be working on the city like usual. But before we do that, we got to do the usual thing that we've been doing at the beginning of SouthLake, which is our weekly shout out. So boop. And okay, so let's take our sign out. And today's subscriber of the week is... we're going to go with ERX, so let's make sure I spell it right. E capital R X, and then reaction. So capital R, and I think it's just location here. Reaction, and make sure I got it right. ERX reaction, and voila, there we go. Boom. So how many do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 full weeks of shout outs. So basically, we need to figure out where and how do we want to start expanding the island here, because I have quite a bit of stuff now, but I'm not really too sure what I want to add here. You can kind of tell like I've already kind of laid out where I want some of the roads, but this area right now is actually really tricky to figure out what I want to do with it, because there's not enough space to add, you know, more roads. And I don't really want to have another bridge coming across, so I'm trying to figure out what I want to do there. So it's mainly just trying to figure out what I want to do with this space, because I have no idea what I want to do with it. Because I would like to add some smaller buildings, but would they really fit in this area? Because I would want a road somewhere closer towards the highway here, but then I don't want it to be too close to the on and off ramps. I don't know. It's actually been one of the spots that's been really killing me, is trying to figure out how do I want it to actually work out. I'll figure out eventually, but for now we might just leave it. Excuse me. So I can show you over here. This is what the finished building looks like that we worked on last part of the first, besides the stadium, the first building to go across the river, which I think is pretty cool. I still have a lot of other buildings I do want to add in, but for now I think it's fine. And so if we fly all the way down here, you can kind of see where I started expanding a little bit. And so I want to turn the river to go where it's going parallel, or I guess like a 90-degree angle from where it is now. So it's facing this way that we're facing now. And I want the river here to actually lead into the ocean. So I'm going to put a lot of like some big buildings here. This is all going to be filled in with grass, which is going to be a lot of work, but I think it might be worth it in the end. So hopefully we can kind of keep things going with that. Let's see. What do we want to work on? We could finish up the museum, the bank over there. What should we do? Actually, let's see if I can come up with a unique design. Just right off the top of my head. So basically, I have not had any, you know, prep for this, so I don't know what building I'm gonna make. So we're just gonna have to try to make it, you know, somewhat unique. I need to clear my inventory here. Yeah, so this week's been really crazy so far, even though it's only a Tuesday, mainly because of E3. E3 has been going on since I believe Sunday, and Bethesda kind of kicked it off with their gaming conference. But things have just absolutely been kind of crazy, and I think it's just really cool to see the direction of games and where some of the, you know, companies like Microsoft and Sony want to go with I can't talk. But it's interesting to see like where they're trying to go with their platforms and their consoles. And I actually really enjoyed what Microsoft actually brought to the table. I'm not sure how much of you guys like have been like keeping an eye on everything, but basically one of the cool things that they're actually doing is they're making it to where the Xbox One is going to be backwards compatible, which is a huge deal because, you know, so many people actually own the Xbox 360, because I'm not too sure how many of you guys know this, but the Xbox 360 completely outsold the PS3 from what I've heard and the statistics that I've seen, and it outsold it by quite a bit, kind of like how good and the margin is between PS4 and Xbox One now. Kind of imagine that gap with, you know, hold on, I'm going to see something. Is this a gap of 3 or, okay, we're good. And so kind of imagine that margin for the older gen consoles, mainly because that's how big the gap was. Because Xbox 360 really dominated, especially in the US, compared to the PS3. And I definitely think making it to where it's going to be backwards compatible definitely might bring in some of the people that originally didn't want to buy the Xbox One. And hopefully this is going to change their mind, because definitely the direction where Xbox is wanting to go is really unique and cool. And just hopefully that people are going to be okay with it this time, because if you recall, last time they tried doing, you know, a lot of this cool stuff, people, especially like when they first announced the Xbox One, people like shut them down. Let's say like, no, we don't want this. This sounds stupid, which I think was a really big mistake that everybody complained about it, because everybody complained about, oh, well, it always has to be online, blah, blah, blah. You know, getting back into like when consoles first were being announced and talked about. And I didn't really see the big deal about it, because most of the time if you are playing online anyways. It's just something that everybody has now. And one, it wasn't even really, because almost all the games that come out for the consoles, the developers make it to where they are, what's the word I'm looking for? The developers make it to where all the games are online anyways, so it didn't make a difference. And people just really, it wasn't everybody, but it was definitely a very loud portion of the internet that was complaining about it. Which, like I said, it really sucks, because where they were going is more towards Steam, which, as you guys know, Steam is really popular on PC. It's basically like the main, if not the only, gaming platform that really just kind of, you can buy games. So I kind of wish that they would have went through with what they wanted to do, but at the same time I understand why they really didn't, because like we said, all the people that were kind of complaining about it, you people, but boop boop. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like this building. We're gonna have to wait and see, because it's definitely unique. Yeah, but I'm definitely excited for actually the backwards compatibility now, because I've wanted that for such a long time, because there's so many amazing games on, hold on. Okay, so I do need to have that one here, like this. Boom. I think that works out. Does it? You need to have this one here, like that. Yeah, so I think we got it all to work out evenly, too. I don't want too many windows on this building. I want to actually kind of keep it to where like it's only a select few amount of windows. So we should have a gap. Ooh, this one's messed up. Oh, no. So, is it? I don't know. Ugh. Windows are just one of the main things that can just go wrong with some of these buildings. Yeah, but I'm really excited to actually start playing some of my old 360 games. Now, they did mention that the backwards compatibility isn't going to be fully released until holiday of this year. So, if you don't know, holiday means later in the year. More towards like Christmas and the months of like November and December. So, we do have to wait quite a bit longer. But I have no problem waiting, because if you really want something, you're going to have to wait for it anyways. And to me, it's like, okay, I mean, what could really, you know, happen? Because I'd rather them make it to where it actually works than just rushing it out and trying to force it out. And because then I think it would ruin it for everybody. Oh, I missed. No. So definitely really excited about E3. Some of the games just look absolutely fantastic. As you guys know, I'm more of a Xbox guy, if you guys couldn't tell from all of my videos that have basically been on Xbox and PC. None on PlayStation or anything. Sorry, guys. But as you guys know, I'm definitely a big Xbox fan. And I'm actually a big critic of them, mainly because I think Xbox definitely has the right ideas sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. And so I like where they're trying to go. But I will say, I think they did outperform Sony this year at E3. And again, not just because I'm a Xbox fanboy, if you want to call it that, but mainly because I felt like Microsoft this year actually tried to make it seem like it was all about the games, and they did, not just made it seem like it, because they actually did focus on a lot of the core stuff, and they had a lot of exclusives to where I felt like with Sony, it was more like, well, yeah, it's not exclusive, but you get it like a little bit early, or you get like one extra map, but it's like, okay, but where are your exclusives? You know, they had a couple that were really cool. There was one, I forgot what it's called, but it looked absolutely fantastic. And it had to do with, basically, like, it's kind of like going back to like the caveman days, to where like you're still hunting with bows and arrows, things like that. But instead of like hunting like a predator, like a tiger or anything like that, I'm not even sure if a tiger is a predator. I think it is. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. But one of the things that was really cool about it was you're not fighting like the usual. We're fighting robot like dinosaurs and things like that, which looked really cool, especially because of the graphics in it looked amazing. So I was definitely really excited about that game, and I actually might get that for my PS4. So that game definitely looked interesting, but like I said, I felt like, just in my opinion, that Sony didn't really have too many exclusives, more just of, oh yeah, you can get one extra map, which to me it's like, okay, I'm not going to go out and buy a whole new console just to get one extra map, but I understand like there are some people out there that will do that, and there's no problem with that because everybody likes the games they want, but that's just not something I would go out and do. Let's see. This building isn't looking too bad, I guess. I'll have to add some more design to it to kind of change it up a little bit, but I think we're in the right direction here. Let's see, what are some other things that we could talk about at E3? Because, like I said, E3's been going on all week, and it's not even over yet. It's still going on. One of my favorite channels, Rooster Teeth, is actually kind of hosting E3, like the live streams for it this year, which I think is really cool for them, because they're the main channel I watch all the time. Just because they put out so much content that there's always something new. So if you guys haven't gone to check out Rooster Teeth or Let's Play or Achievement Hunter, definitely do that. They definitely have some funny content, but be aware that they are more towards the older audience to an extent with their language and everything like that. So if you don't like that language, just kind of take that with a grain of salt going into it. So, boop, and let's just cover this up. And we'll go over there, see how it looks from across the river. I need to add some more buildings with like more walls and not just... Yeah, actually that doesn't look too bad. Kind of getting some of the smaller buildings over there finally. We're definitely going to have to add some maybe stairs here. What should we add? So if we did something like this, Ooh, I actually have an idea for this. No, because I think I've done that with a lot of other buildings. I was gonna say like get rid of this top layer here of like the pillars, but I don't really want to do that. Here, we'll do this. Maybe this will work out. Kind of change it up a little bit. Yeah, so yesterday I was having a lot of problems with my computer, mainly because, as you guys know, I told you a couple like months ago that one of my computers basically like failed. The hard drive failed on it, and so I couldn't use it anymore. And that was the one I usually used for recording, and so I had to get a new hard drive for that, which I did. It's not like brand new, but it's one from an older computer that I have. And so I replaced that, and since I replaced the hard drive, I also needed to do a whole bunch of updates. 98 updates I had to complete for the computer to like catch up to like where the new software was. And it actually almost like crashed my computer, I think, because of how many updates there were. Like my computer's like, are you serious? You're making me do 98 downloads right now? So my computer basically like shut down, saying like, no, this is way too much for me. So that kind of sucked. Luckily, I got everything back up and running because I'm actually recording on that now. So luckily that's working because I love this computer, mainly because of how fast it renders out and edits videos. But hopefully just something happens to it because computers are very expensive. Because I actually saw a comment on Twitter that I posted, basically like showing how many updates there were and saying, this is my life right now. And somebody said, well, why don't you just get a new computer? It's like, computers are expensive. Computers are definitely not a cheap thing, especially if you want a good one. Because I'm not looking like for a game computer, it's more just one that's made for going fast and editing. Has a really high memory count, basically. Go down. And how does that make it look? Makes it definitely look a little bit better. Maybe we could do something like this next. Just trying to add a couple of new things to see if it actually works with the building. Ugh, I just had McDonald's. I don't know why. Because McDonald's is actually absolutely bad for you, but sometimes it does just taste really good. So if we do that, that kind of changes it up a little bit. And then maybe do something like this. Add like a little, what do you call, like not, would you call this like an awning or something like that? I'm not sure what you would call it. And then kind of connect it. There we go. And then maybe we can add a sign in here. And we can do something like this. So sorry if you guys see it flashing on your screen. It's actually just something that's really simple, that's pretty easy to do. It kind of just like represents like wood going across. Like kind of like pillars, I guess, if you want to refer it to that. And just adds a little bit more design to the building. So if you guys want to use this, it's actually really easy to do it. Just keep placing signs down. Just make sure you don't break the very beginning one, because when you do, it actually messes up all of them. So kind of be careful if you're going to do that. And, are we at the end yet? So definitely one of the things I'm actually kind of interested about, I might add a video for this, because I'm actually really interested in it now, is Fallout 4 got announced by Bethesda at E3, which is a big announcement right now that everybody's just going crazy for. And one of the things I was wondering was, they're actually letting Bethesda bring mods over from the PC for free. And that made me wonder, will they do that for Minecraft? Because if Microsoft's finally like being a little bit less strict about mods on the consoles, I wonder if they're going to allow, because of Windows 10, if they're going to allow mods from the PC Minecraft over to the consoles. Which if they did, that would be absolutely fantastic. I would love that. The question is just, can they support it? Probably. But will Microsoft allow it? Hopefully. I guess we just have to wait and see. Hopefully, like I said, because that'd be just really cool for all of us console gamers. I know you PC gamers are probably out there laughing at us like, ha ha ha, we have mods, you don't, losers. But I'm still okay with it. I still love console. And I'm not too sure about that. It's kind of weird looking. How's it look from, like, if you're walking? I guess it doesn't look too bad. So definitely a good start. And then maybe I can't see any of my materials. There we go. Maybe we could do something like, how do we want to do this? So if we start like right here, go upside down, boom, boom, boop bop, boop. Alright, so if we do something like that, I need some more quartz out. And we'll take that block out with some slabs, which are here. So if we do something like that, with this on top, how does that look? Let's fly back here and see. That doesn't look too bad. Maybe we'll make the next one a little bit bigger. So have a gap of 2. Then maybe start this one here. Like this. So I think we're looking pretty good so far with this building. Actually kind of surprised by how this building is kind of turning out. It's not the greatest building on the city, but it definitely still has its own unique feature to it. Oh, sorry guys. I think we need to move it out one more so it is a odd number like the other one, because we need this to be odd number basically. Boop. We'll add full block here, or no, we don't want to add full block. Want to add upside. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. I'm just a calamity of errors right now. And so then we do this. Ha 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 ha. Figured it out. And okay. So now we basically need to do the same thing over on the other side. So now come back over here and do the exact same thing. So I think this one had what? A 1 block gap. So this one would start here. My night vision is running out. So let's take some more of that real quick. Also, I kind of worked on the road next to the stadium over there the other day. Kind of just seeing how it would look with some of the newer roads added. It's not looking bad. So what? We need, with the upside down stair, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. So it needs to start here. Like this. Boop. Boop. And we're looking pretty good so far. And then, aha. And boop. So definitely with that one here in the middle, kind of makes it look... I like that feature on the top. It does kind of bring a new focal point to the actual building. And then maybe just add one more tiny one here in the middle. If we could do that. Because perfect actually is a odd number, so that's going to work out. So actually this worked out perfectly. I love when things happen like just perfectly like that. And boom! And now there definitely is a eye-catching feature to it that adds it and makes it different from some of the other buildings. What do we want to use for the actual building? Do we want to use maybe, let's try to see how this looks. Let me save it real quick. Just in case we don't like it, we can kind of change it up. And holy cow, we're already at 20 minutes. So after we get done doing this, we'll probably call it quits for this part, guys. I didn't realize we've already gone to 20 minutes. And some of you guys might be saying like, well, why do you matter about how long the video is if you're just building a building and you just want to get something done? Well, I want to keep the videos to around 20 minutes just so they're not too long and people lose interest. Because there is only so much I can talk about that before I get boring, if not it's already boring to you guys. Yeah, so I don't want to keep the videos too long because people's attention spans, I'm not like trying to be mean to anybody, but it's just a proven fact that people don't really watch videos for too long. So I'm trying to keep them as short as I can, but also long enough to where they're still informational and also like they have a purpose to them still. Hopefully, I hope this looks good. Adding this tiny little feature in here. Yeah, I might keep that. Especially from a distance, it kind of adds like a little line feature. Alright, so guys, we're going to call it quits for this part. So thank you very much for watching. It is greatly appreciated. I will see you guys next Tuesday with more SouthLake. And also, if you want to come back, basically all this week, I have more videos coming out all the way up until Sunday. So, bye-bye, guys. Thank you very much for watching. It is greatly appreciated, as always. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.